This 50 Shades of McGiffin podcast, Rizza. The reason why I'm not religious, look, I'm all for people having faith and no faith. If it's about love, if it's about community, a social thing, doing the right thing, there are a lot of people out there in all different types of religions, but this is my personal reason why Mr. Rish is not religious. So, as growing up, I was actually a Protestant, but I was baptized as Church of England. So, I was Protestant, right? So, I would be at school, and it was just like we'd be reading, doing our thing, or whatever. And I always thought about like dinosaurs. There's no mention of the bones from dinosaurs. And I sort of believed in the Big Bang Theory. But the other thing was my dad lived hours away, so I'd fly. I barely knew him, barely saw him or anything. But when I went there on those rare occasions, so I didn't know any difference, so it never affected me. But it was all good. He died. Though I thought he was a nice guy. We talked on the phone. It was all good. It is what it was, but it wasn't a thing. Look, I liked you. I enjoyed my time with you. I appreciated that. I'm sure it went both ways, but it wasn't a big thing when he died. Not out of disrespect, he was never there. But I didn't hold it against him. It is what it was. I didn't know any different. It wasn't a big thing. It was just whatever. So I'll get the plane right. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'll get the plane right and I'll be in the clouds. Where are the angels? Well, the only angels were like these other girls my age going to the same area. You know what I mean? I'm just a pervert. So I've gone, okay, glimmers. I'm in the sky. At this stage, a few years later, I was stoned. I was actually flying high. Went to my workplace, this local cafe. I was like, Joe, just came back from the Gold Coast. I was so stoned. I was like flying fucking high. And he's just pissing himself. I'm like, I should join the 80,000 mile club. When you fuck a chick up in the sky, the real angel. Anyways, so the reason why I'm not religious is also a personality thing. I'm a gentleman. I don't see myself as like a boring type of religious person, if that makes sense. And the other thing was when it came to the religion is there's sort of variations, but the similar thing is the God or the gods are almighty and powerful. Whether it comes into a bit of mythology or whatever, I sort of thought this might have been what happened. This sounds a bit out there. I believe the religion started as like laws and society. The laws are to control society, so the society works. I think someone was like, I don't know, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds spinning out on LSD or something. But like in all seriousness, they got together and were like, name of the Father, the Spirit, and the future bank account. And we're like, okay, a lot of these religions are from the Middle East or they're from Asia or they're, from somewhere else. Like, no white Australian believes in the Dreamtime. Look, I got a lot of mates who are part Aboriginal. I don't care. I'm not going to be accused of talking some bullshit because apparently every white man's a racist. I don't give a fuck about this topic. I don't even care. So, anyways, so basically, it's not like so for me to come here. I'm not eighth generation. I'm white. I'm a white boy. I'm Aussie. So like, for me to have religion, it wouldn't have been the dream time because it just wouldn't happen. So basically, I was Protestant, and I was just like, well, if God is almost so mighty and powerful, you turn the TV on, you got all these tragedies all around the world. And, we're at school one day, and they want us to give this card to our parents to donate money to these kids in Africa, and it was just like, so we're in primary school, they're telling us about mass murders, rapes, terrorism, abductions, forced slavery, these horrific crimes, and it's happening every day. And I'm just like, where is God? Yeah, what a tragedy. It doesn't matter where someone is or what happens. I'm sort of someone who I think if someone does something inhumane to someone, why should we humanize them, punish them, taxpayers' money, and support them in a prison system until they die? When the crime they did was inhumane, why can't we be inhumane back in our legal system? Just inject them and just not be a burden to the taxpayer. She's dead, he's dead, whatever. Now you're dead. Fucking deal with it. You know what I mean? And the other thing with God is, look, I've been to churches, I've been to Christian churches, I've been to a mosque, I've hung out with Muslims or whatever. At the same time, I would rather them have faith and no faith. Look, maybe Allah's real, maybe He's not. I don't know. At the end of the day, maybe in the afterlife, I find out whether it's a spiritual thing or a soul thing. People have all these different misinterpretations, but if someone's Muslim, I'm not going to preach to them. That's all cool. I'd rather them be Muslim. At least they got values. Like certain expectations of being a Muslim. Like that's actually a good thing. I would rather sort of hang out with a crew like that. But I'm not going to be like, I'm atheist, you should be too. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. If God didn't create the world, then who created it? Anyways, 50 Shades of McGiffin podcast. Rizza, you know.